So this is his hero with the still incredibly odd voice of Lou Ferrigno. Doesn't his voice stick out like a sore thumb when you hear it?
Yeah, before I realized it was Lou Ferrigno, I was just wondering what was wrong with the voice. And it sounds rude and it sounds like evil and whatnot, but it's one of those that's like, wow, they picked a really odd voice for this character.
But for me, it works because it's Adventure Time, and because things are so strange. And it's like you can have him talk in that strange voice, just fine. I think we see him do like cameos and other stuff where he's like supposed to be acting normal. It's like, yeah, that doesn't work. so it's like when he does something like this, it's like I think it works pretty well.
Yeah.
So he plays a character called Billy.
Billy!
Who has 6 fingers, I think. Yes, and a diamond for a nose. Yeah, that. Yeah. And he says he's done with adventuring through, like, violence, and he wants to do non-violent ways, and Finn and Jake clearly aren't that good at it. I don't even know if he's that good at it, because what's he doing? He's just stuck in that cave with a bunch of stuff. Like, he's not going out and doing anything. Like, they come back, he's still there, he's, like, sitting on top of a broken TV. I mean, it doesn't look like he's doing that much good. So nevertheless, they try to do, like, good stuff. They try to do, like, community service kind of thing, or what they think is community service, but they kind of make things worse, possibly because they still work in violence somehow, even if it is, like, defense, but, like, was it magic nails that they keep using, and it keeps giving people, like, weapons and stuff, or turning them into weapons, and, which makes for some good comedy. The stuff with the cobbler, especially. That poor friggin' cobbler. I think my absolute favorite is when they have a shoe for this woman going to a funeral, and especially fancy funeral, which I love. And puts it on, and it has all these little weapons on it. It also has a little lasso, and it lassos the guy, the cobbler, and just pulls him, and just like face down, just drags him up to her, and he just stays face down for like 20 seconds. And any kind of comedy where someone's hurt and they're like face down in something is usually really funny. If it's played for comedy, if it's like real and sad, that's real and sad.
Then it's really hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. But yeah, so I liked it. I'm trying to think of any other major things. I love sort of that weird. I mean, it's all weird, but like how it cuts halfway into the music. Like he's like, "Get out of here!" and they're running away, and then just cuts to him like nodding, watching them go away, and then like cuts in the middle of that. It's like just. I'm still so amazed at how unexpected and random they can make this stuff and still have it be funny. Because I mean that is so tricky to do. Like, as I remember when I was watching Ren and Stimpy growing up, like, at some point, it's like, okay, I'm sorry. I know they change people, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm sort of getting sick of this, or it's getting a formula. Or Monty Python's Flying Circus. Like, they started to get a little bit of a formula. And I love Monty Python's Flying Circus, but after a while, you're like, okay, they're going to go this direction, or that direction, or Third Rock did the same thing. Here, it's like, I couldn't predict the jokes if you paid me like $1 million. Like, I could not predict what joke was coming next, and that is so refreshing, and that is so nice. So, yeah, can't think of too much else. How about you?
I really like the fact that when they find Billy, they flip out and, like, they're the ultimate, like, fanboys and everything. And then...
What happened to that dog, by the way? The skeleton of the dog? I just realized that. They show the skeleton, and Jake's like, I'm gonna pass out. And it's like, that was great, but what happened to that dog?
Don't know yet. Yet.
Yes. Yet. They'll probably reveal it.
Maybe. But no, I love the fact that he's sitting there and he's just like, violence is pointless, violence is stupid, you should never do violence to go help people in other ways. And you're right, he just sits there. But at the end, when you see he has no heart, it's kind of like, I think, I took it more as like he just completely gave up on doing anything.
Yeah, it seems more like he just got tired of it. Or maybe that the whole non-violent thing is just an excuse for him to sit around and not do anything.
That's very true,
I'm doing it in a non-violent way, like trying to make it sound more impressive than it really is.
But they help him grow his heart back, and he calls forth his sword. That, to me, keeps sounding like he says no tongue.
What does he actually say?
I don't know. But every time I hear it, he says no tongue, and all of a sudden the sword comes to him, and I'm like...
Could be Newton. Newton! Could be.
Ah, that's possible.
But you know, I'm always, because I think there's so many. I might be, I don't know if I'm like one of the few people or whatever, but like I'm one of the few people that doesn't always see like violence as necessarily a bad thing, especially in defense.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm definitely not a, hey, punch him first, ask questions later. It's like, no, I'm like, there's gonna be times you're gonna need to defend yourself. There's gonna be people who are gonna use violence, and it's just like it's just trying to even it out. It's trying to know when and why and all that stuff. So I always find it interesting when a show, especially a kid show, because you know, kids don't need to be told, hey, hit more things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because like they got that down pretty good. But at the same time, it's kind of nice to see something that's not totally like every single bit of violence is bad. Like there are times to fight. There are times to fight back. And yeah, I mean, here it's like, here's this giant evil monster coming. Not that we're going to run into many giant evil monsters, but we're going to run into people or whatever that are probably going to try and hurt us at some point, and you got to defend yourself. So I do sort of like that they do show, you know, if you can find that route, great. And Finn and Jake do try to find solutions that aren't always violent. I mean, they like adventure, but I don't think they're like blood hungry necessarily. So
except for Jake, maybe.
Yeah, most likely. Again, thank God he has Finn. But yeah, so I think that I think them just saying like, okay, no violence at all, never ever again, and they sort of see, well, you know, I mean, sometimes we do sort of need, you know, to fight back or use force when our people are using force, you know, but always as like a last resort sort of thing.
Well, if you look at
they don't emphasize the last resort that much, but still.
Well, if you look at the last episode, the what did you do? Remember, he's like, I just can't beat on the Ice King to make these sounds. That's against what I do. So he has the clear-cut boundaries of when to use violence and when not. He's not just going to wail on someone just to wail on them, but when he sees this big monster picking on the little old lady, again, violence towards old people.
Yeah, even here there's like an old woman, and they never trust old people. It's like, this show has the weirdest attitude towards old people.
Yeah.
I don't know what its deal is.
I don't know. But it hits you right in the gut. There's your damn segue. You happy?
Thank you. Yes, I wasn't done yet though. I was going to talk a little bit more. So it's sort of a premature segue. But with that said, before I was so really interrupted by your premature segue,
tell me when you're done, then I will do it again.
You already did it once. It's grinding me. You're really better at this than I am. Okay.
No, actually, yours is fine.
Are they?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. I got a bit aggressive. I maybe had a little bubble gum in me, and I do apologize.
I forgot what I was going to talk about.
It matters not. All that matters is our friendship.
I agree, friend.
Can we go do adventure things?
Let's go. Don't touch me there!